Welcome to episode 099 of the Bit Beacon Broadcast. It's September 29th, 2025. You can call me Kodax, and I'll be your host through this week's episode. This episode marks the second anniversary of the Bit Beacon Broadcast debut on September 26, 2023. Crazy to think that I have been at this for 2 years straight, with a near-perfect weekly cadence of show releases. We've seen the podcast change and evolve over these 2 years, and obviously, I miss having Ravenheart be a regular part of the show. But I'm proud of all the work that has been put into this, and I just want to thank everybody who has contributed, from Ravenheart, our composer Matthew, and even myself. It's a lot more work than you might think. I'll wait for the applause. There it is. I especially want to thank our supporters and listeners. Really, thank you for tuning in every week, or as often as you do. Regarding episode 100, I hope to make it extra special for you all. That may mean waiting a little longer than usual for the episode to come out, but I want to do it right. So if you don't see anything from the Bit Beacon next week, don't fret. I'm working on it. And now, back to our regularly scheduled program. So what have I been playing? Honestly, what have I been playing? I didn't think about this question before I started recording too much. I did finish Natsumon over the weekend. The game you may recall me kind of waxing rather poetically about a few weeks ago. And I gotta say, it really holds up all the way through. I really enjoyed the journey. At first I was like, man, I wish this game could last forever. But near the end of the month, it was like, wow, having this game take course over a month, and not a real world month, but a month's worth of video game in-game days, it really was perfect. It ended on that sort of like bitter-sweet note. You have those goodbyes in your life sometimes, and sometimes you never see people ever again, and it was perfect. Really a perfect game. Natsumon, I highly, highly recommend checking out Natsumon. What a great little game. It's on Nintendo Switch, playable on Nintendo Switch 2, and also available on Steam, so you can play that on any PC or Steam Deck devices. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had a new event distribution start. And when I say an event distribution, there are sometimes the Pokemon Company will allow you to download a special Pokemon in your game. Sometimes it's shiny, sometimes it's just in a special Pokeball, sometimes it knows a special move. And these event distributions are sometimes done over Wi-Fi, sometimes in person at events, other times over like a serial code that's released or distributed either online on a live stream. Sometimes these serial codes are infinite use, so everyone can use the code, and other times the serial codes are one use per code. And so this past week, GameStop on Friday was to distribute the Shiny Miraidon and Shiny Koraidon codes for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. And these Pokemon are not able to be obtained Shiny in their main respective games. Like they're Shiny locked. They're Pokemon that cannot trigger Shiny in those games. You get one encounter with them, the one you catch is the one you keep, and it's always not going to be Shiny. This is a kind of a tradition in Pokemon games. As one generation of games is beginning to end, those Pokemon, the cover legendary Pokemon, are typically released in some kind of event fashion as a Shiny distribution event. And so this distribution started on Friday at GameStop, which also happened to be the same exact day as the new Pokemon TCG set, the new Magic the Gathering set release. And GameStop has really doubled down on trading cards and other things, not just video games anymore. So each GameStop in North America received 50 codes. Most of these GameStops had people lined up since 7 p.m. the night before, and by the time they opened, there was more than 100 plus people online. And GameStops were just handing the codes out to anyone in line, whether they wanted it or not. These TCG bros, they don't play the video games. All they do is rip these packs, try to get stuff graded, and make a bunch of money. They're in this totally different world. But of course, given that many of them are, resellers and whatnot, they take these codes that they don't even have a use for, and they're going to sell them online. Or they're just going to take them and not even use them, and they're just going to end up getting tossed. So every single GameStop near me, and there's not that many anymore, about a third of GameStops were closed last year across the United States. And I called, I think I have like 4 stores that I can kind of get to within a reasonable amount of time. I called and spoke to every one of them on my lunch break. We're talking 1 to 2 hours after they opened. Every single one of them told me, oh, we ran out of codes already. We ran out of codes already. We ran out of codes already. So I did not get a single freaking code. People online are understandably really upset. When Sword and Shield ended, I went to my GameStop, my local GameStop, after work the day that event distribution started, and I easily walked in and they handed me 2 codes. One to redeem for Zamazenta, and the other to redeem for Zacian. This time, no such luck. I did not get any codes. I didn't even bother driving to the stores after they told me they weren't getting any. And instead, I caved. I went online. I went to eBay. I found a Japanese seller who had codes, which are apparently way more plentiful in Japan. And for about $30, I purchased a set of Miraidon and Koraidon codes. Now, I'm not really proud to say that I caved to purchasing something from a reseller, but you know what? I was like, rather than pull my hair out, try to drive all over Southern California to get one of these papers, it would be cheaper and it would cause me less distress to just spend $30 on one of these. I mean, it feels bad. I really don't like letting them win, but what was I supposed to do? It's just absolutely ridiculous. So, Pokemon Company, if you're listening, I know you're not, but if you're listening, do not ever do one of these releases on the same day as a trading card game release ever again. Just absolutely ridiculous that you would waste people's time like this. Just a boneheaded move all around. You guys can do a lot better than this. All this does is make your most loyal fans feel put out. Is that what you're trying to accomplish? This weird artificial scarcity of these codes? Like, why are you still partnering with GameStop in 2025? That's ridiculous, guys. Get your program together and try a little better next time to think of something not so bad. Because today was just bad. It was bad and wrong. It was badong. Don't do that again, guys. Speaking of the new Pokemon Evolutions or Mega Evolutions TCG set that just released, this past weekend I attended the Pokemon Mega Evolutions Discovery event in Los Angeles. My wife joined me, and we made our way down to the Magic Box venue in downtown LA, where we were let in shortly after 9 a.m. with the first group of attendees. The experience was rather brief, I think in part because we were one of the first few people in the venue, so we didn't have to wait in any lines inside, and we were able to briskly walk through the experience. So the experience itself was pretty cool, though. They had giant, and I mean giant, 12-foot tall versions of the various new Mega Evolution EX cards from the new Mega Evolutions TCG set. These were lit up from behind, so they were like as if they were glowing. Each card had a themed area built up around it, so they kind of became perfect for taking photos alongside the giant cards. In each themed area, the actual trading card was also on display in a plexiglass display case, and I gotta say, the new glittery foil effect that's starting with this new set looks fantastic in person. I wasn't actually able to nab any of the new Mega Evolutions products. I had tried to get the Pokemon Center exclusive Elite Trainer boxes, but when they went up for sale a couple months ago, up for pre-order, I was not successful. In each themed area was also a stamp that we'd use in this little booklet that we were given upon entering the venue. At the end of the experience, if you had all the stamps, they would gift you with 3 Pokemon TCG Mega Evolution Fun Packs, which contains 3 cards from the new Mega Evolution set, one of which is a reverse foil card. You can't actually get any of the desirable hits from these fun packs, but there's still a unique booster and its own special foil wrapper, so it's kind of a cool little thing to have. Between me and my wife, we each got 3, so I got a nice little stack of them. Still, it's cool to see this kind of like a local event from the Pokemon Company. I hope they host more events similar, I mean, maybe not like this event, but similar, that aren't attached to like a big convention or something. It was literally just like, hey, if you're in LA, come check us out, Pretty cool. So the current president of Nintendo of America, Doug Bowser, is relinquishing the keys to the castle, hanging up his shell, and calling it a day. Yep, he's retiring. Nintendo announced the news on Thursday, September 25th. Doug's last day as effective president of Nintendo of America will be December 31st, 2025, putting his total tenure at Nintendo at 10.5 years. Doug took over as president of Nintendo of America in mid-2019 from longtime and fan-favorite president Reggie Fils-Aimé. Doug was not nearly as memorable or beloved as Reggie. He certainly wasn't nearly as playful and willing to get silly. I think it was impossible for Doug to live up to Reggie's legacy, so rather than try to emulate it, he just didn't bother to even try, which was probably the right move. Under Doug's leadership, Nintendo of America navigated the pandemic and launched Nintendo Switch 2, the best launch of a video game console in world history. And the North American market is easily the most important market for video games in the world. You can't take that from him, but I think he will be remembered mostly for his last name. And personally, I'll never forget him accidentally referring to The Legend of Zelda's World of Hyrule as Highland at the Nintendo San Francisco grand opening earlier this year. So who's stepping up to take over as president? Daisy Ridley from Star Wars? Mario Lopez from Entertainment Tonight? Nope, no fun name to play off this time. Her name is Devin Pritchard. So who is Devin Pritchard? Well, for starters, Devin will be Nintendo of America's first female president. She's been with the company for 19 years. She has been with the company for 19 years and has served a variety of different departments such as marketing, business affairs, and publisher relations. She currently serves as Nintendo of America's Executive Vice President of Revenue, Marketing, and Consumer Experience. Doug had the following to say about Devin. She is an exceptional leader, and her promotion is a testament to her strong performance and strategic contributions to the company's growth. I have full confidence that she will guide the company to even greater heights. Devin had this to say about her appointment. I'm humbled and excited to take on this new role. Doug has been a fantastic mentor, and I look forward to building on the incredible foundation he has helped establish. With characters and worlds that offer something for everyone, my focus will be on continuing to build on Nintendo's legacy of surprising and delighting our longtime fans, while at the same time welcoming new players into Nintendo's family. Needless to say, Devin has been set up for success. Doug kicked off the Nintendo Switch launch with a bang here in the Americas, and now Devin has just got to keep that momentum going. While Nintendo is ever resilient, things won't necessarily be easy with the game industry in such tumultuous times, and global trade relations deteriorating. It's going to be harder than it seems. But I'm confident Nintendo can weather almost any storm. So this is where I was going to talk about PlayStation's State of Play that they just aired last week, but we have bigger news that just broke this morning. Electronic Arts, also known as EA, the makers and publishers of games like Madden, FIFA, Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Battlefield, Star Wars Battlefront, Titanfall, Star Wars Jedi, and many others, is being acquired. Yep, EA will no longer be a publicly traded company. Did you own EA stock? You will soon be receiving $210 per share, which is up over 40 USD compared to where it closed this past Friday. Not bad. So who's buying EA? Well, it's not a single entity, but three pooling their money together as an investor consortium. Partner number one, Silver Lake Technology Management, a private equity firm based in Menlo Park, founded in 1999. Co-CEO and managing partner of Silver Lake, Egon Durbin, said this about their part in the acquisition. This investment embodies Silver Lake's mission to partner with exceptional management teams at the highest quality companies. EA is a special company, a global leader in interactive entertainment, anchored by its premier sports franchise with accelerating revenue growth and strong and scaling free cash flow. We are honored to invest and partner with Andrew, an extraordinary CEO who has doubled revenue, nearly tripled EBITDA, not sure what that means, and driven a 5-fold increase in market cap during his tenure. The future for EA is bright. We are going to invest heavily to grow the business, and we are excited to support Andrew and the EA team as the company accelerates innovation, expands its reach worldwide, and continues to deliver incredible experiences to players and fans across generations. Partner number two, Affinity Partners. a Miami Best investment firm founded in 2021 by Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who had the following to say about Infinity's part in the acquisition. Electronic Arts is an extraordinary company with a world-class management team and a bold vision for the future. I've admired their ability to create iconic, lasting experiences, and as someone who grew up playing their games and now enjoys them with his kids, I couldn't be more excited about what's ahead. Partner number 3. Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. The very same group that acquired Pokemon Go publisher Scopely earlier this year and just recently purchased the Evo fighting game tournament. These are the same Saudis who murdered and dismembered journalist Jamal Khashoggi back in 2018, and just earlier this year executed another journalist who had been exposing corruption in the Saudi royal family. The royal family is using the Public Investment Fund as an attempt to whitewash their past and ongoing transgressions as they attempt to wow the world with all the fancy things they are buying up, like video game companies, sporting events, and the recent Riyadh Comedy Festival where people like Dave Chappelle, Aziz Ansari, and Bill Burr just performed this past weekend for fat stacks of cash, no doubt. Shame on those guys. Here is what Turki Al-Nowazer, Deputy Governor and Head of International Investments at PIF, said about PIF's part in the acquisition. PIF is uniquely positioned in the global gaming and esports sectors, building and supporting ecosystems that connect fans, developers, and IP creators. PIF has demonstrated a strong commitment to these sectors, and this partnership will help further drive EA's long-term growth while fueling innovation within the industry on a global scale. Obviously, I'm distraught at the Saudi PIF continuing to scoop up video game companies and events, and this certainly won't be the last acquisition by them. But nobody's going to speak up. EA is too big and too important to the industry, even, too important to Microsoft, too important to Nintendo, too important to PlayStation. So no one's going to say anything. No one's going to take a stand. And the industry is going to continue to turn into whatever's coming next. End transmission.